Picture this. Within each of us lies a spark capable of igniting monumental success and influence. Yet, it's a rare few who truly grasp that trophy of achievement and notoriety we all seem to crave. So, what separates the victorious from the masses? It's the daunting specter of our own potential that often leaves us paralyzed, not the fear of failure, but the anxiety stirred by the very idea of our own excellence. The renowned psychologist from the 20th century, Abraham Maslow, once noted that we're inherently frightened by the extraordinary abilities we're capable of. It's as if our most transcendent moments are both exhilarating and chilling, for they reveal a grandeur that we can embody, setting us on a collision course with greatness. Dubbed the Jonah complex, after the scriptural figure Jonah, who tried to escape his divine calling, this fear of extraordinary potential arises from a fundamental dread of isolation. After all, pursuing greatness inevitably means standing alone, and humans are hardwired to avoid the desolation that can accompany this journey. As we evolve and excel in our unique talents, we part ways with the herd's anonymity, exposing ourselves to a world of solitude. To dodge this isolation, we often cling to what's familiar, diluting our individuality to blend in with societal standards, much like everyone else. But here's the iron: your primal urge isn't solely to conform. There's another, equally intense fear: the terror of sameness, of losing our essence to the gray fog of conformity. When we yield to every social expectation, we surrender a piece of ourselves, and it's this sacrifice of our identity that drives us to become exceptional, to break away from the crowd. Our lives become a tug-of-war between the urge to be ourselves and the comfort of blending in. For most, the dread of standing tall, of daring to deviate from the norm, is far scarier than the lure of anonymity, leading many to choose a life far lower than they're capable of, safe but unremarkable. Maslow often challenged his students with provocative questions about their unwritten novels or untapped leadership. Predictably, he was met with discomfort and evasion until he flipped the script, asking, "If not you, then who?" That's the stark truth. By settling for mediocrity, you're not only shortchanging the world but inviting lifelong regret upon yourself. You're dodging the full breadth of your abilities, and inherent in that retreat is a deep-rooted unhappiness. Let's dissect these extremes. To be arrogant is to traverse life with an overinflated sense of self-belief you're above all others. Yes, a touch of arrogance might be necessary to carve out your place in this world, to believe in the possibility of your greatness. Yet, unchecked arrogance is a one-way ticket to a solitary life fraught with illusions of grandeur. Humility, the antithesis of arrogance, paints oneself as commonplace, devoid of distinction. But humility alone is a quicksand that can hold you back from ever making your mark. The sweet spot, you ask? Confidence. It's the golden key to achieving the extraordinary without alienating yourself. Confidence is the quiet assertion of your abilities, a pursuit of the remarkable coupled with a wise acknowledgement of your boundaries. Confidence doesn't rely on external validation but finds strength in quiet certainty. It's not about lording over others but about mastering the inner journey. Society has always tipped its hat to the confident ones who tread the razor's edge between self-belief and groundedness, those remarkable souls who make their mark with both grace and audacity. The ultimate pursuit then is to strike that delicate balance. Nurture your inner confidence, believe deeply in the immense possibilities you hold, yet remain close enough to the ground to retain your modesty. Deep down, we all want to be the hero of our own epic, to achieve the lofty heights only dreams can conceive. So remember, the quest for excellence need not be a lonely road when you walk it with confident humility. If you've made it this far, I trust you're here because you refuse to be just another faceless figure in the crowd. You're here to extract the extraordinary potential within and chart a course toward your own legacy of greatness. Walk with me down the path of self-discovery and transformation. If you found this dialogue provocative and filled with insights that strike a chord, consider subscribing to the channel, hitting the like button, and ringing the notification bell. This ensures you're not just absorbing intellectually stimulating content but also supporting a journey toward collective enlightenment and personal mastery. Now I turn it over to you, armed with the wisdom imparted here. What steps will you take to manifest your aspirations, to liberate your restrained potential, and embrace the confidence required to achieve your own form of greatness? And if you found this exploration enriching and gained value from our discussions, then a gesture of appreciation proportional to the enlightenment received would be warmly welcomed. You'll find a link in the description. Stand tall, forge ahead, and let's redefine the narrative of what it means to live with purpose and distinction. Are you ready to get to the heart of what separates us from them? The hidden forces that drive us apart may be the same ones we need to harness for a united future. Stay with me as we explore the psychology that secretly dictates our choices, because by the end, you'll have the chance to change your worldview entirely. Imagine for a second, you're at a high-stakes sports game. The air is tense with excitement and rivalry. You're rooting for your alma mater, a beacon of pride and tradition. But then, images of the rival team flash before your eyes, and suddenly, you're overcome with a wave of disdain. Ever wondered why such strong emotions for a group of people you barely know? Welcome, friends, into the realm of the outgroup bias, the invisible wedge that society unwittingly hammers between us and them. We, as humans, nestle comfortably in groups bound by shared interests, identities, or even simply the colors of our favorite teams. These groups forge our social identity, creating a preference naturally tipping in our favor. But what about those outside of our circle? Those who don't don the same badge of membership find themselves on the fringing outgroup. And this is where the outgroup bias rears its head. That involuntary urge to look down on, and even oppose, those not in our tribe. But why do we harbor such biases? Researchers propose that this tendency has its roots in our evolutionary past when survival hinged on tight-knit communities. Competing for food, safety, and shelter, for us or against us mentality wasn't just about preference. It was about living to see another day. Thus, driving away outgroups wasn't mere social strategy. It was the very essence of existence. Bringing these insights to modern day, let's delve into some experiments highlighting this bias. Picture this: a classroom in the 1960s, where the distinction of eye color divides students into superior and inferior groups. Jane Elliott's Blue Eyes Brown Eyes experiment illuminates how rapidly we can adopt prejudices, emphasizing perceptions over people. Moreover, the infamous Stanford prison experiment shook the foundations of ethical psychological exploration by exhibiting just how quickly ordinary students could morph into tyrants or rebels based solely on assigned roles. This experiment is a testament to the power of perceived group dynamics and how they can shape, and indeed warp, human behavior. Zooming further in, we confront the outgroup homogeneity bias. Simplified, this is the stereotype that members of an outgroup are all the same. Ever heard someone claim that all members of certain careers or lifestyles behave identically, or all supporters of a rival team are obnoxious? That's the outgroup homogeneity bias at work. Diverse individuals are unfairly churned into one monolithic, typically negative, mass. Consequences of outgroup bias can be profound, from passing unfair judgment to denying support or opportunities simply based on group affiliation. As rational beings, our goal should be to recognize these biases. The journey towards a fair society starts with self-awareness, understanding the pitfalls of our own subconscious. Building bridges, however, takes more than just awareness. It requires acknowledging the economic aspects. The competition for resources continues, albeit in different forms. Be it real estate, credit, or even career opportunities, our biases may subtly infiltrate our decisions. With the development towards online banking, trading, and digital marketing, we must ensure that our ability to seize these opportunities is not tainted by unrecognized, age-old cognitive biases. This video, my friends, is not just about understanding the outgroup bias. It's about rewriting the narrative that pits us against them. It's time to shed these ancient shackles and foster a world of diverse yet harmonious groups. I call upon the divine masculine, the essence of strong, successful males to rise above petty divides, to approach personal finance, investments, and all life's arenas with a clear, unbiased mindset. And let's be real, if the strongest male hero ever can drop the rivalry shield and see the other side as individuals, so can we. Remember, embracing monk mode isn't just about self-restraint, it's about elevated understanding, including of those we traditionally view as rivals. Now, if you're nodding along, thinking, this is the kind of content I need in my life, smash that subscribe button, hit like, and ring that notification bell. By doing so, you're taking the first step in transcending these biases that affect every decision from selling your house to selecting your insurance or lawyer. Plus, you'll join a community dedicated to growth, wisdom, and breaking free from the chains of outgroup bias. Before we wrap up our exploration, I urge you to ask yourself, what will you do differently in light of these insights? Are we going to let the outgroup bias dictate our next move? Or will we charge forward with a renewed perspective, bold, informed, and ready to tackle whatever life throws at us, regardless of the group it comes from? Thank you for sticking with me until the end. It's been quite the psychological voyage. If you found this enlightening and it sparked a change in you, consider expressing your appreciation via the tip link in the description. Your support fuels this journey towards collective wisdom and understanding. Stay strong, stay aware, and remember, success isn't just about personal gain, it's about broadening our mental horizons together.